Hello, my name is Scott Shadle, and I'm the Administrator of Substance Use Disorder Services for Higuera Health. I'd like to thank you for taking the time to watch this presentation on the difference between isolation and loneliness and its impact on substance use disorders. We will be reviewing how in our current state of isolation from one another, some people may be drawn to using substances more often than usual or returning to unhealthy using patterns. While most of this presentation will be focusing on the use of alcohol, it is important to remember that other substances such as cocaine, heroin, prescription pills, and others apply to these patterns as well and may contribute to a person's habitual feeling of loneliness. With that in mind, let's begin. As you all know, we are in a stay-at-home order, which means that we are isolated from others in our community, such as our family, friends, social groups, and just the overall ability to go to many places that we normally would before COVID-19. While this order was given to protect ourselves and the people we care about, it still has an impact on our overall well-being. And while we might see some humorous examples of this impact, such as decreasing our motivation for exercise, not being able to go out and get a haircut or go to the salon, dealing with boredom through eating more than usual, or binge watching our favorite TV and movies, for some people, the impact of this isolation is not so funny. Many people struggle with feeling connected to others, even though they have the ability to socialize or be physically close to another person. For these people, they struggle with seeing themselves as valuable or part of the group, so to speak. Instead, they feel like they are on the outside looking in, or that everyone is able to socialize easily besides them. Imagine how they currently feel now that they have to be physically isolated from others and can't even see someone else when they have the desire to do so. At least before the stay-at-home order or COVID-19 itself, people could force themselves to leave their home and socialize, or at least go out to eat or go to the gym for exercise. For many of us, our workplace is a main source of socialization as well. How many people are currently not able to work or are working from home? Even though it might be more comfortable for some people to work from home instead of going to the office, for others, that increased isolation might turn to loneliness. It's important to realize that being isolated from others is more of a physical separation. Loneliness, however, focuses more on the mental and emotional separation from others and can be experienced while physically alone or within a group of people. Why do we feel lonely? There are many reasons, some of which can be feelings from low self-esteem, loss of a loved one or one of the few people we felt a connection to, experience of a traumatic event, and while these pictures is of a physical trauma, there are many other types of trauma that do not involve either physical injury or long-term physical effects. There's also a variety of mental health issues that contribute as well. So what do we do when we feel a certain way and we don't want to feel that way anymore? Many things. Some can be positive and some can be negative. For those that struggle with loneliness, one of those negative ways can be alcohol, as well as other drugs. Alcohol, however, is readily available in many people's homes and is used by many in moderation. Some people drink alcohol and have no issues whatsoever. Others, however, do not. People drink alcohol for many different reasons, but one of the quote-unquote benefits of drinking is that it makes us more sociable. We feel more confident and less anxious and apprehensive and are more socially accepted in certain situations by others that are drinking as well. It's a quick and easy way for people to feel more comfortable and connected to others and less anxious within themselves. What happens, though, when someone wants to feel more confident, can't get out of the house to socialize? The drinking may continue, but as those feelings of loneliness and depression increase due to being physically separated from others, more and more alcohol might be needed to escape those feelings. So what do we do? Since we are separated from others physically, does it mean that we can't reach out to others and experience social connections? Certainly not. But it does take an effort on all our parts. One of the more common types of social interaction during this time has been through social media. Virtual meetings with family and friends can be a great way to stay connected and express our feelings. However, this can be a dangerous trap as well. We need to be careful with how we use social media and who we are interacting with. Not everyone has our best interest in mind when they are posting or interacting online, so we need to ask ourselves, is this platform, discussion, or interaction in my best interest? Does this help me feel better about myself or closer to others? Or is it leading me to feel more frustration and anxiety with the world we live in? Moderation is the key to using the internet, as many other things, however. If we find ourselves spending a majority of our day online, that might not be the best way to interact or take care of ourselves. I like this picture because it reminds me that we need to do things we find enjoyable. It also shows that we can reframe our thinking of a situation to benefit ourselves. This guy is able to look at social distancing as a positive and continue to be able to do something he enjoys. Sometimes we need to be creative in how we react to a situation. What are some of the things you enjoy? And in this time of isolation, how can you still participate in that activity? We might not be able to go to the gym, for example, but we can still exercise with friends and keep a social distance from each other. Maybe you have a club or a group that you participate in. Can that be done virtually as opposed to in person? Once we become solution focused, we can start to see other options that maybe we weren't able to see before. If you feel that you are in need of help, there are still options for you today without having to be face-to-face with others. Most clinics that offer therapy are continuing these services via telehealth, both over the phone and through video. There are many online support groups for people to participate in as well. These come in all shapes and sizes, so to speak, and I'm sure you will find one that fits your needs. And if all else fails, there's always the good old-fashioned phone call. There are people that care about you. Reach out to them. Use that opportunity to share what you need to, whether that be to share your frustration, your sadness, or just laugh with someone else. The important thing is to reach out when you're feeling alone and to share your feelings honestly. Take a risk. I know this is easier said than done, but the only way to truly feel that connection with someone is to be yourself. If you're not feeling fine, please don't say that you are. Do your best to put down the mask. If that's just a little bit at a time, that's okay. Progress is just that, progress. If you're lucky enough to be someone that doesn't feel lonely often, then I encourage you to reach out to the others that might. All of this might sound easy, but for someone who is truly struggling with feeling important to others or connected, it might be the hardest thing they've ever had to do. You might be the connection they needed at that time to start the process of recovery. I just wanted to close with some resources that are available online. 12step.org has many links to online meetings and support groups. Smart Recovery is another support group available in addition to traditional AA or NA or Alcoholics Anonymous and Narcotics Anonymous. There are other pathways to recoveries as well, such as Refuge Recovery and Celebrate Recovery. SAMHSA is the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Services Administration, and it has links to treatment centers, support groups, and other helpful information. My Strength is an online support network. It'll tailor video, chat rooms, and discussions to your specific needs on a given day. And Families Against Narcotics, or FAN, has many chapters throughout Michigan and is an organization that provides support for not only those in recovery, but their families as well. Each chapter has monthly public forums, as well as other support groups to help people. Thank you for listening to this presentation. I hope it provided some insight and guidance to the struggle that you or someone else you care about might be facing, especially during this time. If we at Hagera can be of any service or assistance to you, please feel free to go to our website at www.hagerahealth.org or call us 734-793-5026. I wish you all good health. Take care.